welcome to the show. Another Tuesday evening. Mark Arum and pals with you till 8 in the p.m. Before we get to our dessert tonight, we got to eat our dinner. Deb Green, executive producer of the Mark Arum Show. What was that famous line? You can't get any pudding.
If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
What was that, the Doors?
Yes.
Just kidding. Who was that?
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, that's right. So we can't get our pudding, Bill Crane, until we eat our meat. So we're going to get the meat on the table today. WSB political analyst Bill Crane joining us live in studio on the Mark Arum Show and staying over because he's just that kind of a guy. Your favorite host of Atlanta's Evening News and mine, Erick Erickson. How are you, Eric?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, so obviously a lot of big breaking news today. Let's assume people are just getting in their car. They're getting off of work. They've been disconnected from social media and news today, Bill Crane. What happened in D.C.? Catch the people up on what's going on right now.
Well, there has been brewing controversy over the weekend about the president's conversation, apparently back in July, with the president of Ukraine. No relation. They were discussing a number of things. He was congratulating him on being elected and plans to continue to clean up controversy and scandal in the government of the Ukraine. And according to a whistleblower's report that was filed earlier this month that the Inspector General released or announced was in hand September the 17th on Constitution Day, the president raised during the phone conversation details about the presidential race and Joe Biden's son being involved in Ukraine. What happened today relative to that was over the weekend, a number of Democrats in Congress who had previously resisted calls for beginning impeachment proceedings changed their tune. Here in Georgia, John Lewis, who's very close to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, among them, Hank Johnson of Georgia. And the speaker held meetings this afternoon at 4 and at 5 o'clock came out of those closed-door chambers and said, we're going to begin formal impeachment inquiry. It doesn't mean trial yet. It just means hearings against President Trump, and here are the issues.
What does that mean, Eric, for the political landscape? The inquiry has begun into impeachment.
Yeah, so they want to find out what actually happened. They want to talk to the whistleblower. They want to review the transcript. They probably want to talk to some of the people that are no longer in the administration, like John Bolton and Russ Vought, who is there.
Dan Coates.
The acting head of OMB, and Dan Coates as well. Bring them in, find out their view of it. The White House spin has been pretty consistent here since the story came out that this was about corruption and the president thinking the money was going to be wasted, not about Joe Biden. But we will see. If they think there's enough evidence to build a case of impeachment, then they will move everything to the Judiciary Committee to draft articles of impeachment.
About 2 hours before Nancy Pelosi's announcement about the inquiry of impeachment, President Trump tweeted out that he's going to release the full unredacted conversation, the text between him and the Ukrainian president. But I think the Democrats, as you mentioned, Bill, want to see the whistleblower report as well, right? What's the difference there?
Well, we don't know what the whistleblower said. We don't even know who the whistleblower actually is. It's probably not, as Eric was just mentioning, several senior members of the administration who are no longer in the national security apparatus, but who will probably be called by Congress to testify, including his immediate past former national security director, his former national security advisor. That's kind of the downside of all the turnover you've had in the White House. Sure. Not all those folks left happy.
Gotcha. Eric, talking to Erick Erickson and Bill Crane on the Mark Arum Show about the big breaking news out of D.C. Eric, obviously you're very connected in the halls of power in the nation's capital. What are you hearing from your folks on the right side of the aisle about today's development?
Nothing's going to change. The Republicans think all of their polling shows people don't want impeachment. People think that the Democrats have already made up their mind on this, and so it doesn't have a lot of credibility. And the Republicans actually think this helps them in places like the 7th Congressional District and 6th Congressional District here in Georgia, where the polling in those districts shows most swing voters are opposed to impeachment. Now, the problem here is that as this goes forward and they move towards impeachment, who knows what they'll turn up. That polling could shift. If it shifts pretty dramatically, you may start seeing Republicans thinking, President Pence ain't so bad.
Bill, the Speaker of the House has been very reluctant to get this process going, and it took, you mentioned, this Ukraine dust up and the whistleblower report to even get her to consider this, and had the hearings today announcing the inquiry of impeachment. Does she get credibility at all for not, rushing to the goal line on this and taking her time and not jumping to try to impeach 6-8 months ago?
I think she does, and you also have to remember that even though the majority of Democratic presidential candidates have been calling for impeachment, if we were actually already in impeachment proceedings, they'd be getting no attention. So there's not a win-win here for the Democratic Party. If they get full impeachment inquiry underway and it goes into a trial after the articles of impeachment are crafted, that will be the news story of the day out of Washington, not what Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, or Joe Biden are saying on a given day. And as Eric and others have been pointing out, Joe Biden has some issues here with the same issue and some prior conversations he had with the prior government of Ukraine about getting rid of a prosecutor, supposedly again tied to this same issue. That was at the time investigating his son, and he was alerted to that investigation by the New York Times in 2015. So he also has some questions to answer, although he's not being reviewed or criticized at this time by House Democrats.
But these two paths are not mutually exclusive, meaning there could be dirty deeds done by both Biden and President Trump, right?
That is correct.
It's not one or the other. There both could be nefarious actions here. We just don't know yet. Bill Crane and Erick Erickson in studio on the Mark Arum Show. Erick Erickson, once again, the Speaker Pelosi had been reluctant to bring this forward because I would assume the majority of her concern would be the timing so close to the election year. We're getting closer and closer to the 2020 election, and this might make waves. Not to go inside Pelosi's head, but she probably said, listen, looks like we're doing well in the polls in the presidential race. Let's just ride this out, not create any big waves, and let the voters decide in 2020 whether or not to get rid of President Trump. Does this shift make a seismic shift in the Democratic campaign toward president and the campaign as a whole?
Well, it certainly does now distract the candidates. Every one of them will have to be on record here, and who knows what they will say. Pelosi can't control them. There are a lot of variables she can't control. It is worth noting one reason she decided to come out today is John Lewis from here in Georgia, who has refused to take a position on impeachment, wanting Pelosi to lead, but Hank Johnson came out this morning, and John Lewis really wanted to get out there today on this issue with Ukraine. Now, the thing we got to remember about Pelosi doing this is she's not actually pushing for impeachment. They're making an inquiry, and some of the thinking from some of the Democrats is let's just get all this dirt out there, and then the presidential candidates can use it on the campaign trail.
We are awaiting the Republican response to the formal impeachment inquiry. That it might happen during this hour of the show. If so, we'll bring it to you live. Bill Crane, Eric brought up a local politician, John Lewis. Republican Georgia lawmakers, have we heard from them yet? Do we expect to hear from them?
They'll wait for their leadership to comment first, but it does change the dynamic in one respect. You have 24 Republican senators defending their seats with a 4-seat majority for the U.S. Senate to be held in Republican hands. And it requires 66 votes by the Senate to confirm an impeachment. We've been hearing Mitch McConnell say multiple times impeachment is dead on arrival in the U.S. Senate. Mm-hmm. But when you have Susan Collins of Maine, 2 seats being defended in Georgia, and you roll into an election year where this is in the headlines, that math can change. And then the Senate may have to at least look at whatever the House brings forward.
Eric, even if the impeachment is dead on arrival in the Senate, if it gets through the House, I mean, we're going way down the road here right now. We don't even know if this is going to open up or not. But if it gets through the House and it passes, does that change the game in any way for 2020?
Well, it does to a degree. That there will be an argument that this should be taken out of the ballot box. In fact, James Comey today came out and said that this is an issue for the ballot box, not for Congress. But the real issue here is if it goes so far as articles of impeachment and goes to the Senate, what will Republicans in seats like Tom Tillis and Susan Collins and those do? And will they be persuaded? One of the big differences between the Clinton impeachment and this is that happened after President Clinton's reelection, but also because it was handled first by an independent counsel, it allowed the Clinton team a strategy because they knew from the report where things would go. With this, nobody knows where it's going to go, which keeps the president's team from being able to build their opposition game as things advance.
Do you think we will see, I'm sorry, Bill, do you think, Eric, we will see the whistleblower report or will Congress see behind closed doors? Is that going to be pushed forward? Because it seems to me legally Congress does have the right in an oversight capacity to see that whistleblower report.
Right. I think it's going to leak out one way or the other. You may have a member of Congress stick it into the congressional record, and they've got constitutional protection if they were to do something like that. I think the report comes out. The question is, when you hold the report up and put it next to the transcript, does it comport with the transcript? Because, again, we know for certain that this whistleblower was not actually privy to the call, essentially hearing the basis of his complaint through office gossip.
We had others who were privy to the call, and I think it's a combination of the report and the testimony of those senior cabinet officials who were in the room with the president.
I'm looking at President Trump's Twitter feed. Obviously, he's been going active, exactly. But his pinned tweet right now, actually, I guess it would just be his last tweet, not a pinned tweet, is a fundraising video. Kind of piggybacking on what Speaker Pelosi did today. Is this a big fundraising key for the president's reelection, Eric?
Oh, yeah, listen, I absolutely think the president's going to be able to make hay over this. Republicans are livid. They think there's a double standard with Biden on this. And you know what? Another big difference between the Clinton impeachment and this and all the other scandals to come before it is we have President Twitter this time. We haven't had that in the past. He can push back in real time.
Indeed, he has shown that quite capable at pushing back. Erick Erickson, host of Atlanta's Evening News, and online at theresurgent.com, where you can also find world-famous Charles Thomas III, political insider, also contributing to the research.
I didn't know he could write.
Yeah, well, he with crayons.
Not funny.
Eric, thanks for staying late. Bill Crane, we'll see you on Channel 2 Action News. You got something you want to talk about or tease ahead? What are you going to be talking about?
In addition to the matter we've been discussing, there's a new poll out on Democratic presidential candidates and their chances in Georgia. No surprise, Joe Biden greatly leads that pack.
Interesting. All right, Bill Crane, WSB Political Analyst. You look fantastic, by the way.
Well, thank you.
You're the only guest on the Mark Arum Show that's better dressed than the host. So I tip my hat to you. We'll watch you on Channel 2 in just a bit. All right, we're going to come back. I will take one segment of calls on this, and then we're moving on to dessert. We just ate our meat. Now Deb Green's going to feed us our pudding. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. This is the Mark Arum Show. Speaker of House Nancy Pelosi announces formal impeachment inquiry. You heard it. Inquiry? I can't get that word right, Chuck. Inquiry. You heard it here live on WSB. We are awaiting the Republican response on this. Real quick, Fernando's in Stone Mountain. Fernando, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, Mark. Real quick, want to just say, first of all, I thank you and every other host for giving me this free education and knowledge on this whole political atmosphere since I've been listening for the past few months now. So I wanted to get your take and anybody else's take on this, because I want to know, the Democrats, they seem overly eager to get rid of Trump. Mm-hmm. But my thinking is that if they do successfully get rid of President Trump, that's just going to make Mike Pence the president, and I would think that he will push the same agendas as Trump.
That was my first thought when I woke up this afternoon and heard this. I'm like, do they really want a President Pence instead of a President Trump in 2020? And I would say no, because the Democrats, if they have a chance to win in 2020, it's against President Trump. I think Mike Pence would be a stronger candidate, not to insult the pro-Trump fans out there, but he's got no dings in the armor, so to speak. All right, we're moving on. We're going to eat the pudding next after news, weather, and traffic. This is the Mark Arum Show.
Hi, everybody. This is Zoe Saldana, and you're listening to the Mark Arum Show.
Zoe wants to do traffic on the Mark Arum Show. That'd be a welcome member of the Triple Team Traffic, Zoe. Hey, welcome back to the show. Son of a biscuit mellish. Still 88 degrees on Peachtree Street. Another record-breaking day. 8 on the Mark Arum Show back sweat meter.
Thought we were turning a corner.
Yeah, no.
Getting into fall weather.
Fake fall.
Yeah, it was fake fall.
One thing that is not fake news is WSB Radio. The breaking news you heard here first. Speaker Pelosi announces a formal impeachment inquiry. Inquiry? It sounds weird coming out of my mouth.
It's just however you like to say it.
You say it.
I say inquiry.
Inquiry.
Yeah.
Deb Green, executive producer of the Mark Arum Show.
I say inquiry as well.
But doesn't it sound weird? Inquiry.
Well, I say inquire about, but then it's inquiry.
Inquiry. Inquiring minds want to know. Inquiry. I don't know. That's the level of my expertise on this subject, is I can't even figure out how to pronounce it. Impeachment inquiry. But anyway, that being said, if the Republicans' response comes up during the Mark Arum Show, I'll bring it to you live. We'll have complete coverage throughout the overnight hours, and of course, all the coverage, including Jamie Dupree in Washington tomorrow morning on Atlanta's Morning News at 4:30 a.m. with our buddy Scott Slade. All right, so I mentioned we ate our dinner. Now we're going to have dessert. Speaking of foods, this is a topic I wanted to get to yesterday, but we had such a full show I didn't get a chance to, so I carried it over. Deb Green found a list of unique foods in each state. So it's got all 50 states. That's right. There's 50 states, not 57. There's 50 states out there. And this, I don't know where you got this research from, but
There's a link that I provided.
Okay. Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's on the internet.
USA
it must
Today.
be real.
USA
It's on
Today.
the internet.
The nation's newspaper, USA Today.
Yeah, perfect.
So every state has a unique food. Jason Byers, do you want to guess what he's filling in for Longoria, by the way, on the other side of the takeout window. Native Georgian, what is the food unique to Georgia, according to USA Today?
My only guess would be like ambrosia salad. That like congealed salad.
No, I mean, I had that growing up in Connecticut.
Yeah, that just seems very southern.
It is a very southern dish. Chuck, do you know what the most unique food to Georgia is?
Maybe something with pimento cheese.
That would have been a good guess.
I don't know.
So here it is, and this is something I've never done before, and I've heard of it, and people swear by it. The most unique food in the state of Georgia, according to USA Today, not me, is when you take a bottle of Coke and you put peanuts in it, and you drink it. You're shaking your head. Yes, Jason.
Yes, I've seen that many times. It's boiled peanuts, though, isn't it?
It doesn't say. It just says.
Why?
Oh my God! You should have seen the heat I took on social media last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, for the boiled
peanuts?
Because they're so gross.
Judd was eating them, and I'm like, I've pretty much adopted everything Southern. I can't get on board with the boiled peanuts.
No, they're filthy.
The texture,
They are gross.
yeah. All right, and that's a native Georgian right there. So according to the USA Today, again, take this with a peanuts and Coke. Pop off a bottle of Coke, the cap off. Pour in some shelled salted peanuts. Let it fizzle up a little, and then drink it.
Well,
So I don't think it has to be boiled. I think it's
Seems
just
dangerous.
a choking hazard. I don't know, but everyone I've talked to that has had it swears by it. I guess it's the sweet salty combo,
maybe? I don't
but
know.
apparently it has to be in a glass bottle. Now I don't know.
Oh, you're not going to jam them into a can?
Yeah, exactly right. One of those little airline cans.
Those airline cans?
So that I'm not a Georgia native, but that seemed to be pretty unique. We didn't have that in Connecticut. I don't know if you had that in Montana.
No,
do you want to guess what the food of Montana, the most unique food of Montana is?
I don't know. Rocky Mountain oysters.
It exactly is Rocky Mountain oysters.
It is?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right. In case you're wondering what Rocky Mountain oysters are, folks, they are bull calf testicles.
Yes. They're
breaded
delicious.
and fried, and usually served with the dipping. And you said they're delicious, Joe? You've had them?
Oh, they're the best.
Really?
Oh, they have whole festivals, like weekend-long festivals that are... the big Rocky Mountain Oyster Festival over in Missoula.
Of course, it's in Missoula.
Yeah.
I'm an adventurous fella. I don't think I'll ever try those.
You wouldn't know. You would think that you were eating like a little beef cutlet or something.
So that's what it tastes like?
Yeah. You, honestly, if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know.
So if I go to the
try to get some on the show?
No. So if I go to the Publix in Missoula or Whitefish, do they have those like calf testicles on?
They won't generally have them there, but there's like if you just go to a butcher and stuff, you can get them.
All right, but not in the meat section at Kroger or Publix.
Not that I'm aware of. No.
I'd like to see how those are packaged.
I went to the Hooterites to get mine.
Do you get 2 per package?
Yes.
An odd number would be weird.
Yeah.
you
might want to shy away from an odd number.
You get 5. Anyway, I got some more of these exotic foods, unique foods to each state. I'll run through that list when we come back. 404-872-0750. Outside of Atlanta, 1-800-WSB-TALK. On Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show. I think we need in studio mañana bottled Coke and peanuts, Deb Green.
Okay.
I'll make it happen, though. You don't have to do it.
I can get you the bottled Coke. I usually have some.
Oh, excellent.
My husband likes to mix it with his drinks. So,
Yeah,
and you have to have the Mexican Coke. Does it have to be bought regular or can it be Mexican?
I don't know. Someone will know on the
He's
line.
a Georgian native. You might know.
He doesn't know anything.
I think it's only the Mexican Coke that you can find in glass bottles at this point.
No, you can get them all.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Bob's in Gainesville. Bob, welcome to the Mark Arum Show. How can I serve you, sir?
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Bob.
The onion heads at USA Today are wrong again.
Okay, correct the onion heads.
It's RC Cola and peanuts, not Coke.
Really? I've never heard of that.
Yes, it is RC, not Coke.
All right.
Because RC's not around that much anymore in the bottles.
Is that the most unique food item in Georgia, do you think, or did they get those onion heads get that wrong too?
It's probably pretty unique to Georgia, but you got other stuff too, with catfish and let's see, how about some poke salad and stuff?
Poke salad?
Yeah.
What's a poke salad?
Most people think it's a weed that grows down by the creeks and all that. Well, it actually is a weed, but it's quite edible. You pick it, you boil it.
And then you just put blue cheese dressing on it, or what are we putting on there?
salt and pepper and that kind of stuff.
All right, fair enough. Thank you for correcting the onion heads, but I've heard Coke. I've never heard of RC Cola.
Coke, Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Marty's up next on the Mark Arum Show. Hello, Marty.
How you doing, Mark?
What's up, brother?
Just wanted to throw out Vidalia onions, something that's, home to Georgia.
I do love me some Vidalia onions, and it's great. I've been traveling. I was in Vegas over the summer, and one of the appetizers on at the restaurant was Vidalia onion rings. I was like, oh, look at that. Like, it's an international thing. What are you shaking your head, Chuck? You don't like the Vidalia onions?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I can't stand them.
Too sweet? Is that what's the deal?
I'm not a big onion fan.
Oh.
And I tried them. Everybody's I was like, okay, I'll give it. I just don't like onions.
You can almost eat them like an apple. I mean, they're that good, and they're not overpowering like a regular onion.
We'll have Chuck do that tomorrow.
Anyway, enjoy the show, and just wanted to call in with that suggestion.
I appreciate it, Marty. Yeah, I mean, literally, the only place you get Vidalia onions is in Georgia, right? They're grown only in Vidalia. It's a wonder, like, Tacoma, Washington, didn't be like, you know what, screw it, we're going to grow our own onions. These are Tacoma onions, No one else
don't have the same ring to it.
I understand, but like you would think a town that's struggling for an identity,
sure,
would see what Vidalia's done and be like, oh, screw it.
Like the Idaho potato?
Yeah, Brunswick onions, Springfield onions.
Brunswick.
I don't know, something. Why not grow your own onion?
They got their own stew.
That's true. Kathy's up next on the program. Hello, Kathy.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Excellent. What's going on?
I just wanted to say I think the guy's wrong about the RC Cola.
I do too.
I'm native Georgian. I've never heard that, but always Coke and peanuts. It's wonderful. You should give it a try.
All right, so it's a bottle of Coke, and what kind of peanuts do I need to get for this?
My mom used to get the little bag of Lance, salted peanuts.
So would Planters all right? A jar of Planters?
Oh, yeah.
That'll work?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't have to be any particular kind. But she loved the little Cokes, they had back in the 60s.
The tiny little ones. How many peanuts? How many peanuts am I putting in there, Kath?
Many as you want.
Okay.
Many will fit.
There's no minimum, and many that will fit. All right, that's good. I don't know if there was a minimum, maximum kind of thing. Like, it's not a real Southern treat unless you got 3 peanuts in there or something. Like, it could have been the rule. Like,
let's go with 10.
Oh, you dumb Yankee! Only put 6 peanuts in there. Like, I don't want to avoid that conversation. Jeff is in Johns Creek. Jeff, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Yeah, hey, I want to weigh in on the peanuts and Coke thing, right? It's always been peanuts and Coke. When I was a kid, I'm a native Georgian. We would go to South Carolina to visit the relatives. We would always stop at the Georgia rest stop on the way back. It doesn't have to be in a bottle or a can. You would just pour it into a glass with Coke. Peanuts and
okay.
Coke. Yeah, I know somebody from Georgia because I see him walking around with peanuts and a Coke, and I go, hey, I know you're here. The other thing is boiled peanuts. No, you don't put boiled peanuts in Coke. You boil peanuts and you eat them. I'm a big boiled peanut fan.
I just got word on Twitter, Jeff, with the RC Cola. It's RC Cola and walnuts in a red Solo cup. That's what that guy was talking about. RC Cola, wet walnuts in a Solo cup. We're going to come back with Lil Sanjay and Would You Rather and more unique foods from around the country. 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB-TALK on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show.
No, I run this town to be near you.
Back to the show and a good Tuesday Eve to you. Mark Arum here, you there at 7:07, 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, heard Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 95.5 WSB. Most of my family's here tonight. Deb Green, the executive producer of the program, wearing a Metallica, what album is that? What T-shirt is that? Justice for All. Nice. 88. That's right in my prime high school years.
Really?
That was,
Are you a Metallica fan?
I by osmosis, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everyone listened to Metallica.
Sure,
yeah.
absolutely.
My mom would never let me get a rock T-shirt like that.
Your mom wouldn't let you get it.
Well, she, until I was like 40, she bought all my clothes for me. So I never got a rock T-shirt. But yeah, my whole school was dressed out in Metallica. What was the big hit? It was after that.
What do you mean, in the 90s?
Yeah.
Like Enter Sandman?
Yes, Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
That was a huge one. Anyway, Deb Green's here. Chris, we're going to call you Chris Byers now. Jason Byers on the other side of the takeout window, filling in for Schlongoria. And then there's Low T Chuck. Little Sanjay's coming up in just a minute. Real quick, before we go back to the unique foods, is it just me? I know I'm Facebook friends with Chuck. Jason, you're not on Facebook, are you?
No, I am not.
And Deb won't friend me, so I'm going to just direct this to Chuck. Is it just me or every one of my friends' moms? So, like, my best friend, I'm friends with his mom on Facebook, whatever.
Right.
Like, are these the most hackable people on the planet?
Yes.
Like, I just got a message in the news break from my friend Kathy Kennedy's mom. And I get a message. You will not believe the video I just found of you online. Like, what is it with moms getting hacked on Facebook?
I have no idea, but every single person that I get unsolicited messages from, it's always from a mother of a friend of mine.
Yeah, or my mom's friends. I'm friends with them, too. Like, they're the most hackable group of people in the world.
I don't know.
How do you... what, are you just using password for your password?
Yeah, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And what's the for all the scoundrel out there that are doing the hacking... Why are you hacking in a 70-year-old lady's Facebook? What's the upside to that?
I have no idea.
Is it just because it's just, low-hanging fruit? What's the financial benefit of getting Kathy Kennedy's mom?
Maybe it's part of their training program and their first and their level 1 hack. Is you
level 1 hack.
Yeah, it's a level 1
my best
hack.
friend's mom.
Yeah,
interesting. All right,
I have no idea.
Like you've never been hacked.
No.
Longoria's never been. I don't get the. And then the mom's got to post on Facebook. Hey, I was hacked. Those Russians got me.
Yeah.
If you get a friend request, it's just moms.
I think it's just training wheels for the.
I like that theory. All right, real quick before we go back, go get to Little Sanjay. Some unique foods in each state. So for Connecticut, for me, steamed cheeseburger. That is truly a Connecticut item. It's very moist, and they steam the cheese in the burger, and the cheese drips down and becomes like a coffin on the burger.
Doesn't make it all soggy and stuff.
No,
right?
but it's delicious. Just Google steamed cheeseburger. Right. It's very good. Deb Green is from Wisconsin. Cheese curds.
Yeah.
Oh, for gosh, yeah.
Deb claims she brought in cheese curds for me to try.
And you looked at me like I was crazy.
I can't believe
and I gave them to Steve Craig, and he ate them in 2 seconds.
Excellent.
I'll bring some more in.
Here's one that in your neighborhood, Chuck, Wyoming. Jackalope summer sausage. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
It's a hickory-smoked salami-like summer sausage from jackalope. But it's not a real animal, obviously.
Yeah, so
it's a blend of rabbit, venison, and pork. I think I should actually try that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Jackalope. South Dakota, chislick.
Well, I have no idea what that is.
You might want to save that one for Alex.
He's not listening. Tiny cubes of meat, traditionally lamb or mutton, deep-fried until crispy, flavored with garlic, salt, or other seasoning. Oh. Texas, Frito pie. A bag of Fritos corn chips, which are spooned with chili and grated cheese. Actually, Neil Bortz introduced me to Frito pie years ago. I'd never heard of such a thing. Let's see. Maryland, barbecue muskrat.
Ugh.
Ever seen a muskrat?
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
They're like rats of the water.
Exactly.
They're water rats.
Oh, who would eat that? They are water rats. All right, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk.
It's time for Would You Rather with Little Sanjay.
He is the guru, the soothsayer, the truth seeker, the asker of unanswerable questions. He is unique to the Mark Arum Show. You hear him every Tuesday and Thursday. He is Big Sanjay. What's going on, Sanj?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling very unique to the Mark Arum Show.
All right, Alabama. Sanjay is from Alabama. And they don't have a unique food on this list, Deb.
Barbecue ribs. That's it.
That's not unique. That's so weird. I just noticed Alabama's not on this list.
I guess they're not original.
Yeah. You guys are... What about India? Is there a unique Indian food?
All of it.
Oh, there's tandoori chicken, man.
Tandoori chicken. Nice. Anyway, all right. So Sanjay is going to ask us unanswerable questions. We're going to answer in studio. Please feel free to play along in your car. Can you get a little closer to the phone with your mouth, Silky?
I certainly can. Is this a little better?
Yeah, 100% better. All right, go ahead. First question, buddy.
All right, number one, we're going to start tough. Would you rather be cheated on by the love of your life or abandoned by all of your friends and family, but not the love of your life?
You couldn't ask this question, 40 minutes ago when my girlfriend wasn't listening, right?
No.
I'm going to pick A. Because I can forgive a cheating episode, I think. But to have all my friends and family abandon me, I don't know. I think I can handle that.
Yeah, I have a lot of cousins that were kind of close. I mean, I think that'd be...
That's a whole support system right
It really is. So, yeah, I guess it could hurt me, yeah.
Chuck, your hot neighbor wife cheats on you, or all your friends and family abandon you except your wife.
Now, is this assuming that I have to keep her around? Can't I just divorce her and move on?
I guess.
But I mean, this is also assuming she's the love of your life.
Well, that's another question. Yeah. So would you rather walk in with her and Walt?
Well,
and you keep your family.
Just for the photo.
Or that would go viral. Or your whole family abandons you.
I don't want my whole family.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'd have to take the cheating.
Jason Byers.
Love my wife, but if she cheated, then you got to keep your friends and family.
Yeah. What if she cheated on you with Jay Black? Does that change the dynamic?
Completely.
Okay.
Totally.
Fair enough. Next question, Sanjay.
All right, number 2. Would you rather have a no-expenses personal driver or a no-expenses personal jet?
Jet. Absolutely. I don't mind driving, but if I can get a private jet, no expenses, I'd be tooting all over the place.
I mean, traffic does suck, but I kind of don't mind driving. I like, long hauls. If I can do that, it doesn't bother me. So, but a flight,
Yeah, I would abuse that privilege.
I would abuse the pilot.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy driving.
Yeah, I don't mind driving.
It's not bad. There's days it's aggravating, but overall,
When is Erickson going to get a private jet, by the way?
We're working on it.
All right, let me know when that happens. I'm going to dip my toes in that puppy. Jason.
You got to go with the jet.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, driving?
100%. Yeah. Next question, Sanjay.
All right, would you rather be forced to share every video you've ever watched online to everyone you know, or
okay,
never be able to watch any videos online again?
Ever. Does that include Netflix?
Yes.
Now, what if I get Netflix through Xfinity, because it's available, so it's actually I'm watching it on my TV. It's not really online? No?
Still kind of online.
There's streaming. That doesn't
I cannot have everyone see the videos I've watched. There's just no. So I'm getting rid of future videos. Yeah, I can't. I would. No, not going to happen. Like, so you're saying my parents would see what I've watched online?
Everyone.
Yeah. No. I can't do that.
I have a great out. I was a producer for some Broco shows, and we had really bad videos to watch. So that'll be my out. You watch.
Just blame it on that.
Well, most of it was true.
All right. Fair enough. Chuck?
There is no chance in China I'm letting anyone see the videos.
That's
absolutely not.
Yeah, I would be.
There's nothing you could put after.
Nope.
I can't think of a thing you could put after that would make me go, yeah, I'll let you see all the videos
not
I watch online.
Not a chance in hell. Jason Byers, you're a fine, upstanding man.
Could you front load all the videos that they're watching to where they could just get bored and then
like a lot of puppy videos first?
Yeah.
And then they tune out, Sanjay, or no? Or the most egregious ones
it's
first?
Not random. I'll let you pick the order.
Then absolutely. I'll front load it with all the boring stuff. They'd never get to anything incriminating.
I'll just fast forward it. We got fast forward capabilities, Byers. I'll get to your dirt. Oh, that was a good question, Sanjay. All right, next one.
All right, would you rather be blind or deaf for 24 hours?
I think I'm already going deaf, so I'm going to choose that. Maya and I went out to dinner last Saturday, and the waiter, it's not just like right now talking, it's fine, but if I'm in a noisy restaurant...
I have a hard time filtering it out.
The guy looked at me, was talking to me, and I was like, I'm sorry, man, I can't hear a word you're saying. And he repeated it. He's like, do you want water or something else? Whatever it was. And then he asked something else, and I look at Maya, like, what did he say? And Maya's like, he really can't hear you. We'll take the crab dip, I think is what she said or whatever. But so, I'm going deaf for 24 hours because there are times, I don't know what kind of hearing
loss,
whatever it is, like something's degrading. Where if I'm in a busy restaurant, I can't hear boo. There's probably a certain thing that's called that. I don't know.
I have to be blind because 24 hours without music is a little crazy.
Deb Green, definitely. Chuck?
I wouldn't. I say this. It sounds horrible the way I'm going to phrase it, but I wouldn't mind being blind for 24 hours.
God, you listening? Chuck wants to be blind for 24 hours.
I would like to, because without my hearing, I think I could still function for the most part.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what it would be like, how I would adjust to being blind versus deaf.
All right.
I'd go deaf.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, just the not being able to see anything that's coming around you. And
you want to see all those weird videos.
I was just now I just thought about the videos.
Can't front load those, my friend. You got one more, or was that it, Sanjay?
I do. Would you rather have your wallet or your cell phone stolen?
Wallet.
Yeah, wallet. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, take my wallet.
Yeah.
What about the driver's license and the credit card?
Takes 2 seconds to get that stuff.
I've lost my wallet before.
Yeah.
It's a bigger pain to lose your cell phone than your wallet, for sure.
Yeah. Much more expensive to lose your cell phone.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lose your cell phone, then all the incriminating videos are out
Exactly
there.
right. Exactly right. Sanjay, believe it or not, is the official accountant of the Mark Arum Show. You can find him on Facebook. Brass Tax Accounting. Stellar job tonight, Sanjay. Well done, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Maya just texted me on the Piccadilly hotline. Thanks for asking that question, Sanjay. I'm gonna.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll call you tonight when I'm on my front porch, kicked out.
Got it.
All right. See you, Sanjay. Mike joins us in Grayson. Mike, thanks for hanging on. Welcome to the show.
All right. Thanks. Good to talk to you.
Likewise, buddy.
And great shout out to the Bananas. Great crew you have.
Love the Bananas.
I just wanted to say one thing about the earlier caller that talked about the RC Cola. The only thing that I've heard about RC Cola is it goes with a moon pie.
That's what people on Twitter said. RC Cola and moon pie is the combo. Coke and peanuts is the other combo.
Exactly. They used to market those two products together years ago.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I saw an RC Cola anywhere. No idea. Peanuts and Coke and other food oddities that are unique to states around these United States. Plus, I want to talk about the legendary DustBuster. Remember those guys, the DustBusters? We're going to talk about that tonight, because why not? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. On Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show. 724, still 87 degrees on Peachtree Street. Yeah, it's an 8 on the Mark Arum Show back sweat meter. Unique foods to a state, North Carolina, no thanks. It's called liver mush, Deb. Pork liver mushed together with big morsels of pig head meat and cornmeal.
No thanks.
Formed into rectangles and fried. North Dakota, another of Chuck's neighbors, the 5th bro hot dog, a beef frank topped with cream cheese, mango relish, and Padang pineapple sriracha. What the hell's going on in North Dakota? What the hell's going on? I did not expect to see that. Victor's in Conyers. Victor, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Yeah, hey, Mark.
Hey, Victor.
I was calling you about the Coca-Cola and the peanuts. I grew up over in Mississippi in the Mississippi Delta, and I remember back I learned from my dad about the Coca-Cola and the peanuts. We used to go by these little Chinese stores over there, and we called it the Chinaman store.
Oh boy!
And we'd stop by there, and I remember my dad. He used to get these. He'd get the Coca-Cola in the little glass bottles, and he'd get a bag of those Planters peanuts. And pour that bag of peanuts in that Coke bottle. And
it had to have been a bottle of Coke. I'm going to end this call before I'm going to end this call, Victor, before you tell me what you used to call Brazil nuts back in the day. Do you guys know what that? Oh God, I can't even tell that story. I'll tell it off the air. It's crazy. Anyway. Thank you, Victor. Real quick, some more odd foods. This one's actually pretty cool in Vermont. I've never heard of this. Sugar on snow, Chuck. They take fresh, fallen, clean snow, which there's a lot of in Vermont, and then they ladle maple syrup over it, kind of like homemade ice cream.
And people buy that?
It's delicious.
I don't know. I think they make it.
I was going to say.
You've had that before?
Yeah.
Fresh snow?
Delicious.
Interesting. All right, when we come back, more calls on unique foods and the legendary DustBuster. It's 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Welcome back to the show on a Tuesday Eve. Mark Arum and the Bananas at your beck and call till 8 in the p.m. Monday through Friday on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Longoria still in, Disney World. Not Land, Disney World. I sent him a text of all the food we got today.
I saw that, yeah.
So I have to admit, I didn't like the enchiladas. Really? Well, no, tonight I had enchiladas. They're really good. The last time I had enchiladas, I was like, man, I'm done with them.
And I told you it's because you had the wrong kind, right?
And who brought the right kind in today?
Today, DustBuster came in and brought us a whole bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, and I had enchiladas. They are very good. I just had apparently a bad run.
You just had the wrong kind.
Yes, so thank you for that. So I'm back on the enchilada parade.
Okay.
I still like burritos. No, I still like burritos better. But they're good. Like, I'm not going to shy away. I mean, if you put a plate of burritos in front of me or a plate of enchiladas, I'm still eating the burritos.
Really?
Yeah, but
easier. You don't need a utensil.
I don't know. I just like the whole production better. By the way, I posted. I'll have Johnny Kilbasa dive into this tomorrow. Thrill List, which is some online clickbait thing. Okay. They ranked the best 50 Taco Bell menu items from 1 to 50.
There's 50 items?
There's like 10 of them that are the same.
Yeah, they
like
just rotate.
Different burritos.
There's been 50 items. Anyway, so that'll come up tomorrow. We'll get back to your calls on the peanuts and the Coke in just a second, but I want to talk about the DustBuster. Raise your hand in the studio if you had a DustBuster when you were a kid. Yeah, everyone?
Still have one.
Everyone except Dev Green. I remember it was such a big deal. So apparently they came out mass marketed in 1979, and I bet my mom got one in 1980. And this was a game changer for people. Because before the DustBuster, you just had a vacuum cleaner. That was it. And my grandmother had this thing. My grandmother didn't have a vacuum cleaner. She had this little push thing.
One of those quiet ones?
It was just,
I know, with like the rotating brush or whatever. Yeah, like you see them in a hotel.
I don't think her whole life she had a vacuum cleaner. She just had this one thing that she lived in an apartment in New York, so it was it wasn't a big place. Yeah. But she would just it was no plug-in. It was just like a hand push lawnmower.
I was going to say it's like one of those hand push lawnmowers.
Yeah. But up until 1979, it was either that or a vacuum cleaner and nothing. And then the DustBuster came out and everyone bought them. And Deb did some amazing research on this. 100 million of them sold.
I can believe it.
100 million. And what's crazy is 100 million sold and they sucked. They were not good.
Yeah, but they did just enough and got into places you couldn't get with the vacuum cleaner.
They found it was like, as a functioning vacuum cleaner, it was awful.
No, terrible.
It was not good, but it was just functional enough, Chuck, that you wouldn't throw it away. You'd be like, all right, I can get the crumbs out of the couch with this.
Yep.
Or I can get in the corner and get the dog hair out of the corner. But it was a horrible engineered thing. The sucking power on that thing was god-awful.
1979.
I understand, but they knew they had a mediocre product. Yeah. But they're like, we're selling this anyway. And they sold 100 million of them. And they're still available out there. I would imagine the 2019 version, Deb Green, is better than...
I think those are a lot better, yeah.
All right. Versions still exist. They can cost between $30 and $90. In 1978, so they were developed in 74. In 78, they eliminated the throwaway dirt filter bag and use a washable, reusable filter bag instead. There is a DustBuster in the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. An amazing story of success.
I think it's amazing what it was made for.
Well, what was it made for?
It was made for NASA.
Oh, for NASA, yeah. Most things come from NASA.
All the cool stuff does.
Yeah, but you think NASA would have said, hey, this thing sucks. Can we get a little more power on it? I mean, literally, it could not suck up anything.
Well, maybe they downgraded it. The NASA version was like a $400, and they were like, "Look, we can't mass produce this."
Okay, I got you.
So they were like, possible. "Well, let's dumb it down a little."
I remember, it was so exciting when we first got the first DustBuster. Like, I think my mom tricked me, oh, go clean with the DustBuster. You know,
I got tricked all the time. The stairs?
Yeah.
I got tricked into vacuuming the stairs with a DustBuster, which probably took 45 minutes.
How did you have stairs in a log cabin?
Well, you'd be surprised. You can get a second floor if you try hard.
Very good. But I just wanted to remember the DustBuster, a miraculous product that was awful.
I love the little shout-out it got in Back to the Future 2.
What was it?
When he buys the dust jacket on the sports betting book. And and if you're into dust, here's a nifty little thing from the 1980s,
exactly.
the DustBuster.
DustBuster, exactly right. All right, back to the phone. I just wanted to throw out some props and some shade to the DustBuster. Al joins us on the Mark Arum Show. Hello, Al.
Hey, Al. How you doing, bud?
What's going on, brother?
Another state of Rhode Island. A quahog or a stuffed quahog. You should know that, being that you're from Connecticut.
That's a clam, my friend. That is a clam. Right. That's right.
Very good.
There was in stuffed quahogs, generally it's a Portuguese stuffing with some sort of a sausage in there, right?
Right, Chorizo, and I am Portuguese.
Chorizo, exactly. We grew up. I don't know if this is insulting or not, and I apologize if it is, Al. But the town 2 towns away from us, maybe 4 towns away, was Naugatuck, Connecticut. Okay, and
yep, I've been there many times.
Huge Portuguese population, and we would play them in football. And my buddy who used to play for Naugatuck, he goes, "Call the Portuguese kids pork chops. They hate it." Was that an insult?
No, not at all. I'm originally, from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, but then I lived in Bristol, Rhode Island for quite a while.
Okay.
So that was a big Portuguese community back, it still is, but now I'm living down here in the South and trying to adapt to the foods.
Understood. We'll get the Coke and the peanut. So it's not a racial slur if I call a Portuguese person a pork chop.
No, not to me.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, Al. Good to hear from you. West Virginia food, not something I'll ever try. Fried squirrel. That's Appalachian living right there. Fried squirrel.
O'Neill talks about hunting and cooking squirrel.
But not stewed squirrel, not like, but fried. Like, we're going to deep fry a squirrel.
It's 2019. There's no need to eat squirrel.
Tim is in Lilburn. Tim, welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing real good. Hey, Alabama has a fantastic white sauce for barbecue chicken. It's phenomenal.
I've had that. I just can't believe Alabama's not on this list. That maybe it was a mistake.
Maybe I'll look at it again.
It is excellent, and it seems like nobody can make it except for the people that live in Alabama. It's really good.
Excellent. All right, Tim. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, bye.
All right. Heather's in Noonan. Heather, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, Mark. I just wanted to give everybody that's not from Georgia a little hint about the bodega onion. How you pick a sweet one is if the onion is flat. It's sweeter than if it's round.
So a flat one is sweeter or the round one is sweeter?
The flat one is sweeter. My favorite thing is cut up a flat bodega onion, a tomato, put some mayonnaise, and a little bit of salt, and that is dinner.
Let me ask you a personal question, Heather. How much are you paying to rent that e-scooter you're riding on right now?
Nope, don't do e-scooter.
All right, it sounds like you're like on an e-scooter riding down West Peachtree Street right now.
No, I was stuck in that traffic jam on 85 South, so I ain't even made it home yet.
I'm so sorry, Heather. I apologize. Don't worry, we got a traffic update coming up in under 6 minutes.
All right, I found Alabama.
Okay.
I probably did it on purpose. Banana and mayonnaise sandwich. That sounds awful.
My dad loves them.
Really?
It's gross.
Like banana and peanut butter, I'm not going to have it, but I can understand it.
Because they're both sweet.
Yeah, but banana and mayo?
Sounds like a pregnant lady thing.
Now, I don't even know a pregnant lady would do that. Jared is up next in Canton, Georgia. Hello, Jared.
How are you, sir?
Excellent, brother. What's cooking?
So I called my grandfather because I'm from North Carolina. My whole family's from North Carolina about the RC Cola.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a salesman for RC Cola for 50-plus years. And he said that the way the Moon Pie and RC Cola got started, that he went to the execs, and I called him to verify before I even called y'all, because his father, my great-grandfather, would have him bring home an RC Cola and a Moon Pie every day from work. And his last account before he left as a salesman with RC Cola was Quick Trip.
Okay.
And I know the Quick Trip off of Sixes Road in Holly Springs, and the one off Town Lake Parkway in Woodstock has RC Cola.
So it's still available out there. And
it is. And it should be at pretty much every Quick Trip by what my grandfather said.
But no, so the RC Cola Moon Pie is verified, but what about RC Cola with the peanuts? Is that a thing or no?
No, he said that he used to always do pecans with his RC Cola.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was walnuts, but pecans.
Yeah, pecans is a good...
Notice how Jared pronounced it? Where are you from, Jared?
I grew up here in Atlanta, but I actually spent majority of my life in North Carolina.
All right.
But my whole family's from there,
But
too.
for the record, Southern Jared called them pecans, just the way I do.
They're pecans.
Yeah, well, Southern Jared, who knows RC Cola history, that's as Southern as you can get. He said it was pecans. Speaking of Alabama, Tennessee's unique food, the Fat Elvis. Lots of peanut butter and mashed bananas on white bread. I could maybe get on board with that. Utah is just gross. Pickle pie.
No, not a pie. No.
Chopped sweet pickles flavored with cinnamon and allspice.
No, that's awful.
Baked into a pie crust. Pickle pie. Jimmy's in Winder. Jimmy, welcome to the program.
Hello. Hey, just back to the poke salad for a minute. I'm from Georgia, and I think that was a staple for the rural people during the Depression and shortly thereafter. It did grow wild, and I've never had any. I stuck with collards. I guess we were at the elite in the Depression. But
the
anyway,
upper crust.
There you go. There is a song called Poke Salad Annie.
Poke Salad Annie?
Get your guys there to look it up and play some of it. It was recorded in 1968.
Jason Byers is on it right now.
Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
All right.
By an artist called Tony Joe White.
Tony Joe White.
And it's kind of an ode to Poke Salad Annie. Play it. Your listeners will
we'll find it for sure. So in Connecticut, we didn't have poke salad, but we had the Italians, the old Italian men would make dandelion salad. They would go pick dandelions
I've heard of that
in the
before.
fields.
Did you have it?
I don't think I ever tried it, no, because I'm like, no, I'm not eating a dandelion. Russ joins us in Gainesville.
Russ, come here a minute. I want to talk to you.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, I'm actually in Dawsonville in a Lyft cab right now, going toward downtown Dawsonville.
You're in a cab heading between Gainesville and Dawsonville.
Well, I'm sort of in Dawsonville, but I'm going downtown. Do you remember Mackenzie, girlfriend I used to have?
Oh, yeah, of course. Oldie but goodie.
She's in jail.
What? Shocking.
Yeah, her visitation is at 8:30. She doesn't even know I'm coming, so I'm going to see her.
Is it a conjugal visit?
Yeah, conjugal visit, Russ? What's going on?
I wish.
What is she in jail for?
No, it's a traffic thing, but she didn't go to court.
Oh, that's so you got to go to court.
Yeah, so they're holding her till like Thursday or something, so I'm just going to go down there.
That's what happens when you don't put your seatbelt on, Russ. Put your seatbelt on, buddy.
I will.
All right, well, give Mackenzie our best, and I want an update tomorrow on your visit if you don't mind calling back in.
No, I'll call.
All right, excellent, Russ. Give our best to Mackenzie.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Jason, did you find Poke Salad Annie? He says yes. He's going to play it right now as we go to break. By request on the Mark Arum Show, Tony Joe White and a little Poke Salad Annie. We'll come back, give away star of the show. Finish up your calls. This is the Mark Arum Show, eating that poke salad.
Some of y'all never been down south too much. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this so that you understand what I'm talking about.
Once again, we've run out of time. We need a longer show, Deb Green. Work on that for us. Deborah's in McDonough. Deborah, real quick, what do you have?
I just want to tell you, I love your show. Leave those Brazil nuts alone. I'm originally from Alabama, and I know the word. I know the name.
I didn't know that until I heard it. I heard the other usage back in 2005, and my jaw dropped. I had never heard that before.
Yes, I want you to stay on the air because I love your show, so leave it alone.
Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate it. Tom is in Canton. Tom, real quick, what do you have?
One of my old country favorites, make chili with rattlesnake and venison.
That I would try. I actually would eat a rattlesnake. I'm scared to death that they're going to bite my dogs, any of the copperheads or whatever, but I would try a rattlesnake. I'd try to eat it. Eddie's in Dorville. Eddie, real quick, what you have?
2 pieces of wheat bread, put Miracle Whip salad dressing on one side, cut your banana in half, then the two halves, cut them long ways, and lay them down on the other side. Peanut butter, I don't know if I said that.
Not even if I was in prison, Eddie. I got to go. Star of the show there, Jason Byers.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum Star of the Show?
Bill Crane and Erickson getting star of the show. Liz, you got 6 seconds. What can I do for you, Liz?
I've got 3 things. The squirrel, I grew up in North Carolina. We had fried squirrels, and the legs were wonderful. My dad stewed it with gravy.
So if I'm going to eat a squirrel, I'm going to eat the legs first, according to Liz Deb Green. On Twitter and Instagram, at Mark Arum, Facebook, Mark Arum, WSB. Go to sleep, little baby.
Don't you eat pretty baby.
Guests of the Mark Arum Show stay at the All Suite Omni Hotel, located in the heart of Chicago's Magnificent Mile.